Well, Browns fans, you guys got yourself a head coach. A name I never thought they would have hired. But considering the fact that he's a strong candidate, he's been in the head coaching carousel for quite a while this offseason. Following the firing of Kevin Stefanski, who eventually went to the Atlanta Falcons a week later at the time, the Cleveland Browns were having the worst luck at getting a decent NFL head coaching candidate, as most of them declined to take the Browns position shortly after they've been interviewed. One of the main reasons is because the Browns, honestly, are one of the worst managed franchises in NFL history, and no one can simply trust the Haslam's and general manager Andrew Berry with the roster that they have currently, which is a total mess, other than Myles Garrett. However, the Browns have made the decision to bring back a familiar face in Todd Monken to be their head coach for Cleveland. With this hire, I believe that the Browns might be up to something getting Todd Monken to be their head coach, as Monken has a tendency to develop and elevate a quarterback to the point that the quarterback is unstoppable at times, considering the flaws that Monken has. Monken has interchangeably been in the NFL system and within the college ranks for the last 30 years. He knows both the NFL and college football styles, as he uses a mixture of both when it comes to creating an offensive scheme for his quarterbacks, whether at the college level, whether in the pros. Unlike most offensive coordinators and offensive-minded head coaches who stick to one scheme, when it comes to scheme, Monken doesn't stick to a single offensive system, as he literally tries anything and everything for an offense to work. In the NFL specifically, Monken has worked with teams such as the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and recently the Baltimore Ravens, doing numerous offensive roles, mostly assuming the offensive coordinator role on the teams he was employed with before getting the Browns head coach's position. And he was the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns in 2019 when Freddie Kitchens was head coach. Throughout his NFL career, he's worked with quarterbacks such as Jameis Winston, Baker Mayfield, and most recently Lamar Jackson, and to date, Lamar was the only quarterback that worked out with Monken, as Baker Mayfield and Jameis Winston didn't work out much for him. With Todd Monken being the new head coach for the Cleveland Browns, as of right now, he has two options for quarterbacks in Cleveland. He can either develop Shedeur Sanders to come on his own and be a force to be reckoned with the offensive schemes that he would like to put together, or he can deal with a quarterback who has too many off-the-field red tape and injury riddle in Deshaun Watson. His choice. Or maybe he can work with Dillon Gabriel, in which Kevin Stefanski picked in the draft, as there is no de facto starting quarterback in Cleveland at this moment right now. As of right now, there is no starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. It's basically just a free-for-all at that position. I'm going to go ahead and quickly wrap this up. It is what it is with the Browns. I mean, someone had to take the job as head coach. After the other candidates said no to Cleveland and quickly soared for other opportunities at other teams, this will be Monken's first crack at being head coach in the NFL after being a positions coach for far too long. To be honest, I think the Browns will be okay with Monken as head coach. The main problem still is the quarterback situation, as this will be hard for Monken to figure out. But at the same time with this hire, I don't know for sure if the Haslams or Andrew Berry made a good decision to hire Todd Monken, considering his bad blood with Baker Mayfield, even though Baker Mayfield was with another team, and with the Cleveland Browns fan base, when he was last with the Browns 7 years ago. Also, keep in mind, they've also interviewed Jim Schwartz, who was the Browns defensive coordinator for 3 years, and he has done remarkable work on that defensive side of the ball for the last 3 years. If anybody was to take the head coaching position for the Cleveland Browns, an in-house candidate like Jim Schwartz probably would have been the best solution, because for one, he does have head coaching experience. He was the Lions head coach from 2009 to 2013, and his record is not eye-popping, but at least he has one winning season and have been to a playoff game during that time span. With this in mind, it's been said that Jim Schwartz wants out of Cleveland as he felt blindsided by the front office as the Browns hired Todd Monken instead of looking into his resume. I believe Jim Schwartz, considering the fact that he is a strong head coaching candidate for this offseason, he's better as a defensive coordinator. I saw him as head coach. He's not really head coach material. He's better at being a defensive coordinator, and that's that. Can Monken break the stalemate and could revitalize this Browns offense in his first year as head coach? I mean, he did it in Georgia. He did it with quarterbacks like Stetson Bennett to the point that they were back-to-back college champions. Todd Monken liked to work with young quarterbacks. And right now on the Browns roster, you have Dylan Gabriel and then you have Shedeur Sanders. The only oldest quarterback on that roster right now is Deshaun Watson, but he's a problem within himself. I wouldn't waste my time if I'm Todd Monken on Deshaun Watson. But then again, Deshaun Watson got all the team's money, so you have to pay him. There is a possibility that Monken could bring in a veteran quarterback for open competition. We would just have to wait and see what that quarterback of his choosing would be in the free agency market this offseason. That's going to be it for this NFL edition of the Eli Speaks Show. Todd Monken is back in Cleveland as head coach. This will be his very first time as head coach in NFL history. And the Browns fans will just have to accept the fact that he's the new head coach. Now, he can prove the doubters wrong, that he can literally be a first-year head coach and take the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs like Kevin Stefanski did in his first year in 2020. Usually with first-year head coaches, it don't really click right away. First-year head coaches usually do good around their second year. So I would say give Monken a chance. I mean, he is a respectable offensive assistant for so many years in the college ranks and in the NFL alike. And as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for listening.